My name is Suzii Paynter. I'm the executive coordinator of the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship, a denominational network of churches and global missions. All right. Home begins at love. When you fall in love, you obsess, right? The details, you remember the moments. You buy gifts, you build memories. You build your life around the beloved, and you don't think a thing of sacrificing for that love. Pope Francis has called us to first love God's world. He says that both the scripture and the life and words of St. Francis call for us to be cultivating hearts of fraternity with the earth and its beauty. Then, sobriety and care will well up spontaneously, he says, in our businesses, in our daily lives, and in our advocacy. St. Bonaventure fell in love with God's world. He would call creatures, no matter how small, little brother, little sister. And don't write this off as naive romanticism, because if we approach nature with openness and wonder, then our choices will determine our behavior to change, to be more intentional and more protective when the poetry is in us. The visit of Pope Francis calls for a spiritual reawakening and to deepen our actual love for God's world. How? In daily practice, to visualize God as creator, to read and recite the Psalms of creation, like Psalm 19. God made a home in the sky for the sun. It comes out like a happy bridegroom or an athlete ready to run. It starts at one end of the sky and it works its way to the other. Visualize God's creation. Or Psalm 104. You spread the sky out like a tent and build your home here over the mighty ocean. The winds are your messengers. Lions roar as they hunt for the food you provide. But when morning comes, they go into their dens, and we come out for our work of the day. Reawaken and deepen our actual love of God's world. How close is a living plant to your worship service, huh? To love God's world means going beyond a pot plant or a floral spray in our own houses of worship, right? How about the offering of living flowers, like many of us do with Easter crosses once a year? But how about the intention to replace some of the sterile parts of our worship spaces with living plants and bring God's creation in to worship? To reawaken and deepen our actual love for God's world in our spiritual habits and practices, I challenge you, 30 days, 60 days, pray barefooted outdoors with your feet on the ground. Reawaken your actual love of God's